here talking about how do I shape up my character to be of what is pleasing to God. So the person is asking about character. How do I get my character right so God will be pleased with my character?
Sure. I think shaping up character, which is a very relevant question, all of us have things that we need to improve in our character. It requires a person to look deep inside themselves and say, what exactly do I wish I was doing better? Before you even seek more knowledge, are you able to be honest with yourself and be able to make a list for yourself? These are the things I wish I wasn't doing, and these are the things I wish I was able to accomplish in my life. That's number one. And there should be a list of things you could eliminate from your life, and there are a list of things that you wish you could have added in your life. And of the things you could have eliminated, you have to really now start asking yourself, how do I get rid of this? For example, somebody has a problem with any kind of addiction, be it drugs, alcohol, pornography, whatever it may be, some kind of addiction. Well, these addictions, they usually happen at certain situations. Some young man's home by himself. He gets home from school early, parents aren't home yet, he's got an hour and a half to himself in the house. Guess what? That's when trouble strikes. So you identify, yes, I do this bad thing, but I do it at a particular time in a particular situation. So maybe if I change something about that time and that situation, it'll help me. I know I have a problem at home being by myself. Maybe I have to figure out, maybe I could stay at school later. Maybe I need to fill that time with something more productive. At the end of the day, evil deeds are about a misuse of your time. That's what they boil down to, practically speaking.
Is it too much time on your hands?
Too much time on your hands. You're not keeping yourself busy enough. I say for young people especially, you brothers and sisters, they need to keep themselves busy. From the moment they open their eyes until the time they close their eyes, they can't even keep them open anymore. They should be just busy doing stuff. And even if that's sports, it's okay. It doesn't have to be like you're studying Quran all day. It doesn't have to be that. You could do religious activity, but anything productive. You get a job somewhere, you start getting an internship, you start doing some research, you get into sports or whatever it may be, but you're keeping yourself productive. The first thing in fixing our character is getting rid of evil deeds. Like I said before, do no harm. And part of that is making really good use of your time. I can tell you something personally about myself. My parents left when I was sophomore in college. I used to live in New York City by myself, and my parents aren't even here. So nobody looking over my shoulder saying, hey, what you're doing isn't right. And I wasn't even all that religious at the time. But you know what? I stayed out of trouble entirely. Why? Because my day began early morning, getting ready for commute, going to work, going from work straight to school, from school back to work, from back to work, then I used to go back to the masjid and study some Arabic and then go home. I didn't have time for anything else. Even if I wanted to do messed up things, I couldn't. Because I busied myself. And that's one of the big problems I see today is people have, especially our youth, have way too much free time. They don't think they have to do anything.
But she says, look, I don't have no time. I got all these guys calling me. I got 3 girlfriends, the guy says. I'm really busy.
That means you do have way too much free time. This is a function of one being in horrible company.
Okay, so you're doing something you shouldn't be doing.
Right, obviously. And why does somebody end up in that situation? I argue most of the time it's because of our company. The Prophet told us, ﷺ, the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, al-mar'u ala dini khalilihi. A person depends on the religion of his friend. Our friends make up who we are. The Arabs have an old wise saying, قُلْ لِمَنْ تُصَاحِبَ قُلْ لَكَ مَنْ أَنْتَ. Tell me who you spend time with, I'll tell you who you are. That's what the Arabs tell us. It's an old wisdom they have. And it's very true. Who you spend time with is a reflection of who you are. You can't say, man, I got some messed up friends. That means you're messed up, buddy. It's a reflection of who you are. The Prophet told us, al-mar'u mir'atu akhihi. A person's a mirror of his brother. Brother here also means friend. In other words, looking at your friend is like looking in the mirror.
So people of good character, if you're hanging out, your character obviously
that
is going to change.
speaks of your character.
But you're hanging out with people with bad character, who are having all these girlfriends or girls that are having all these boyfriends.
Then there's no surprise you end up in those things.